welcome to Revelations of a Delusional Knitter. I am Angela, your host. This is episode 136, and it is May 4th, 2016, so may the 4th be with you. I'm a little upset I didn't plan ahead on my laundry, although I wore it on the last episode, and my Star Wars sweatshirt is in the washing machine right now, so I really wanted to wear that today, and I didn't realize it was still in the hamper. So, anyway, it is still May the 4th, and I think I might watch Star Wars later on today, if I have time, which I probably will. So, that's my plan for the day, and I have some other Star Wars type things to do today, which I will show you in a little bit. Updates and housekeeping. Welcome if you are new. If you are returning, I thank you as always, and either way, I hope you enjoy the show and continue to watch the podcast. It is on iTunes, YouTube, delusionalknitter.com, and I also post a link in the Ravelry board. I am on Instagram as Delusional Knitter, which now is turning into a lot of lettering and stuff like that, but I will talk about that later as well. And if you are on Ravelry and you're not already a member of the group, please come join the group, Revelations of Delusional Knitter. Blah, blah, blah. That almost didn't come out. Declarations. So what have I been working on? Nope, that's not right. Declarations is not what I've been working on. Declarations is what I've been up to. I did stop getting coffee on the way to work for two reasons. One, it's not really good for my teeth, and the last time I went to the dentist, she was like, do you drink a lot of coffee with sugar in it? And I was like, yes. And she's like, do you drink it really slow over a long period of time? And I was like, yes. And she was like, stop doing that, or stop putting sugar in it. So, because I do, I'll drink it for hours at work and just sip it. And then what happens is, she explained it perfectly, when you eat, your saliva is really working hard to break down the food in your mouth. When you sip things with lots of sugar in it, your saliva really doesn't do anything, and the sugar just sits there and rots your teeth. So, I found a wonderful concoction, which I have never actually tried before, and it's fabulous, because I can't really stand drinking plain water, and I don't drink a lot of water, if any, sometimes at all. But if you put fruit, or cucumber, or mint, or fruit and mint and whatever, mix them all up, I've been trying a couple of different things, but I found the one that I really, really like is strawberries and kiwi. That's my favorite. So, I've been going to work with a big plastic cup with a straw, and it's a nice plastic cup with like the two, I don't even know how you call it. There's the inside part and an outside part, so it doesn't like sweat or anything like that, and it's big. It's 32-ounce cup, and I will drink 2 of those at work, and there's the water you're supposed to drink for the day. So, that's been working out well. And, yeah, so I've been doing that. The second reason I did that was because I might have splurged on some more spindles recently. And by not buying coffee before I go to work, I'm saving about $10 a work week. So, that was the other reason it's not really a big deal, but it's something I can cut back and kind of recoup some of the money that I've spent recently. Okay. There were no questions in Ask Away. If you do have a question, go to the Ravelry board, and there's a thread called Ask Away, and you can put questions in there, and then I'll answer them on the podcast. Now we're on to Revelations, so what I've been working on. The first thing I've been working on a bit has been Sophie's Universe, and that's that crochet blanket. And I'm 2 rows past where I showed it before, because I think it was on the blue round before, so I am working away. Again, I don't know if I mentioned this in the podcast last time, I may have, but crocheting, I think I did. Crocheting really hurts my wrist because the way I just overdo things. I just really overdo things. So I've been good, and it's a little slow going, but I'll only do one side, and then I'll put it down. But there's the blue, and then I did the green, and now I'm doing the tulips. They're popcorn stitches, but they're called tulips in this particular project. And so I just have to finish this side and one more side, which I might do today. And then that round will be done, so it's going very well. It's just slow, like I said, because for whatever reason, crocheting really bothers my wrist a lot. I should probably because I love these hooks, but I have this nice wood hook, and I think that's part of the problem, is that the hook is so thin that I really exaggerate this, and my wrist just cracked when I did that, by the way. And I did get one of those like ergonomic ones. Actually, it's right here, but then I didn't realize, I picked this up at the store, I didn't realize this is a 4.25, this is a 4.0 that I've been doing it on, which it might not really matter, but I'll have to get a 4.0 like this and then see if that helps. I think it will. But I thought that's what I had done, but this is a little bit bigger, so I don't really want to use it because it's a different size. So I'll have to get another one like that and see if that helps at all. What else? Lab shawl I did work on a little bit more. It's like buried over there in the corner, so we're just going to leave it be. That was in the hand spun that I had in a loop bump. Stripey socks. I'm very excited about my stripey socks because they're almost done. I'm going to try and finish them today. I'll show you why in a little bit. So I'm on the ribbing, and I did the Fish Lips Kiss Heel, and they came out awesome. And the colors are off, but I don't care. I think they look fine, and I kind of like that they don't match. So I just have like, I don't know which sock I was working on, this one I think. I have another row or two on this one and like 4 rows on this one, and then I can bind them off. So those will be done, and I can show them on the next episode. The Knitters Guild Association Master Hand Knitter Program I really haven't worked on at all. I have to get back into that because I have to get a lot of research done for the papers, the reports. I think there's the history report, and then I think there's 4 book reviews. Like I said before, they revised the instructions recently, which was fine because I hadn't done much work on it at all, so now I can just work from the new instructions and be good to go. The February lady sweater I also haven't worked on at all. I guess that maybe I'll finish it in May. Maybe I'll finish it next February. I don't know. I don't know. The sweater's been on the needles since 2010. So whatever. Let's see. What else do we have? String Theory. I still have the Into the World Merino and the Road Bug, which I did spin on quite a bit. I probably still have like 2/3 of the fiber left to spin, but I have been working on it. I did start another spin for May. Yarn Therapy Zone, I think it's called, is a group on Ravelry, and they have a spin like every month, and they showcase a particular spindle maker. And this one is Texas Jeans, which I have a few of. I'm only using one for the spin, but I have some supported, and I have one drop spindle, so that's what I'm doing on that. And it's more Into the World because I have like 4 years worth of Into the World clubs down in my basement. So you'll see that a lot. What I did was, I had planned on this being a thicker spin, like a sport weight or something, but that's not what's happening at all, so I have no idea how this color thing is going to work out. But what I did was, I split the roving, the whole 4 ounces, down the middle. And then each half, I split into more manageable balls, but I wound the little balls the reverse of each other. So this bag has the outside, which I'm working from, is the darker end of the roving, going back to the light. It's kind of the same colors all throughout, but they're different. The second bag, which is the other spindle, I wound them the opposite way. So I was hoping to get kind of like a barber pulley kind of a mix-up. However, because I'm spinning like I usually do, which is thread, I don't know if the colors are just going to muddy each other or what, or if it's going to work out. So this is my Texas Jeans drop spindle. And as you can clearly see, like that is like thread. It's crazy. I think even when I 2-ply it, it's going to be like lace weight. So yeah, I have no idea if the colors are going to do anything with each other or just muddy each other or maybe look different. Maybe it'll look like a gradient. I have no idea now. But that's one spindle, and that's all I've spun so far. There's about 8 balls per bag, and I'm probably only 2/3 of done 1 ball so far. So on each spindle though. This is the other spindle. It's not a Texas Jeans spindle. It's a KCL Woods that I got. I got both of these in a D-stash, actually. See why I look at that D-stash site all the time? Except I keep spending money on it. I had stopped looking at it for a while, I said before. And this one's got a dragon on it. It looks like Pete's Dragon. You know the Disney movie Pete's Dragon? That's what it looks like to me. And so it's a really cool spindle. And it also has a removable shaft. So there's a screw head that comes out and a metal screw base kind of thing in each shaft, and it's got 3 shafts. So it's a pretty cool spindle because you can spin up 2 and then you can ply on the other one or whatever you want. So it's pretty cool, but also thread. These are pretty light spindles though, so I think that's why it's coming out so thread-like, although most of my drop spindles are pretty light. You know, like this one's kind of heavy. It might be like 2 ounces. I don't know, I didn't actually weigh them. The other one's lighter, like an ounce or something, you know what I mean? They're not very heavy, so I think that's why I spin so thin on them. So that's it for string theory, and I will be spinning that for a year or two because it's so thin. It's going to take forever. Scrolls. I don't have any book reviews for this episode. Testaments is my other Star Wars thing. And I should have grabbed my bag. It's buried over there, but I will show it next time because I'm sure I'm not going to finish the socks in 2 weeks. I got... This is the droids you are looking for. And I got 2... so you could order 1 full skein of 1 color, or you could order 2 full skeins, or you could do whatever you want. But this is 2 half skeins. So they're just wound together, but they're 2 separate half skeins. And what I figured was, I was like, I don't know how I feel about completely different socks. Like, they obviously match, they go together, but they're going to be completely different looking. And then I figured, you know what, I usually get a pair of socks out of like half a skein of yarn. So I was like, so, I think what you could probably do is split each half skein into 2 skeins and make yourself 2 pairs of socks that match each other. So that's what I'm going to try and do, and I think it'll work fine. I think I might just have to make them a little bit shorter, the leg, than I usually do, but not too much. And I think it will be fine, because I've weighed some of my socks before. Like these socks, I think, used up like 30 grams of yarn each, so that's almost half. And I know depending on the skeins, I've gotten 2 pairs of socks out of 1 skein. So yeah, I'm just going to have to make the leg a little bit shorter, and I think it'll work fine. And also, those socks, I did 64 stitches like I usually do, and they were a little bit baggy, so I think when I do these, I'm going to do 60 stitches, and that should help a little bit with the yardage. I should get a little bit more yardage out of it if I do 60 stitches instead. I'll just keep trying them on as I go and make sure that they're going to fit before I finish them. And I'll do them toe up so that way when the yarn's ending I'll know and I'll be done and, you know, whatever. But yeah, so one is R2-D2 and one is C-3PO. That's the different colors. So I'm going to wind this up after I record and split the skeins and start some socks as soon as I bind off my other socks, which I hope to do today. I might even, because I really wanted to use those Addy sock rockets, so if I'm not done binding those off today, which I'm probably not going to do. Okay, let me just start over again. I'm going to put those socks on other needles to bind them off, because I know I'm not going to finish that today. And then I will start these. Wishful thinking. Intentions. Nothing much going on for Delusional Nerd Designs. I have some things in the works, but I have to start them. I'm just busy doing other things right now, so... there are some hearsay. There are some coupon codes on the Ravelry board in a thread titled Coupon Codes, so go check that out, because there's stuff... Oh, God. My brain's going faster than my mouth. There's a couple that are still good until mid-May, and one might even be good until the end of May, but check that out. Some bag makers gave us some coupon codes. Hogwarts at Ravelry, the rotation ends May 6th. So I will at least bind those socks off by then because I want to enter them. Sock Madness, I have not knit any of the other patterns yet. There's some great patterns that have come out, but I'm doing Star Wars socks instead. I just don't have time for all these socks. Epic Knit Along 2016 on my board. I did mail all the prizes. Some of you have received your prizes already, so if you haven't, they are in the mail. I finished mailing all of them. Traveling Monsters 2016. Oh, I thought I'd have my guy again. I showed him before, but I mailed him. The first mailing date already started. I'm sorry. My throat is still giving me trouble like it has been for weeks. I thought I would have a monster today, but my mailman apparently didn't want to deliver a couple other things that were supposed to come today, because I had an Amazon thing that was supposed to come today too. But, so I'm sure I will get my other monster tomorrow, which means I might have to show pictures on the next episode, because I don't know if I'll still have them. No, I may, I don't know, we'll see. I have not found any new podcasts recently. Ravelry patterns. I've been checking out Ravelry recently, and there's just, I don't know, nothing, I'm not seeing anything wonderful. It seems like the same list of stuff, like, not really anything new is coming out, and it's kind of weird stuff, like big blankets and big sweaters and, I don't know, odd things for this time of year, I think, but... So we don't have any Ravelry patterns for this episode, which is probably good, because I'm sure my tablet's dead. I did charge the battery for my camera yesterday, so I've been getting better at that. So the camera battery doesn't die while I'm in mid-podcast recording. Bullet journal. Excuse me. Oh, my God. I probably should have gotten a cough drop before I started. So, the bullet journal. Ooh, it's only May 4th, so I must not have had this stuff done the last time. So, I have my May, calendar done, and I'm having more fun with lettering and stuff, and I finally figured out how many squares I need for the calendar. Although now, I'll tell you in a few minutes, but it's all gonna change. And I do like, you can washi tape the edges, which is pretty easy. It's not perfectly even, but it's very hard to tell. And they kind of stick out more when you look at the edge of the book, and it's easier to find pages, so I've been fiddling around with that. I did add another book or two to my book page, so that's fun. The Night Circus got a little messed up because I didn't realize the black pen I do is a Faber-Castell Pitt pen, which is like an archival waterproof ink. So when you do that, if you pencil it first and then you do that, you can erase it immediately, and the ink stays on the page. It gets a little lighter, but it doesn't smudge. Well, I caught it in the Night Circus with a red pen that was a different pen, and whoops, I wasn't even trying to erase the red, but I hit it with the eraser and it smudged. Lesson learned. Let's see, what else do I have? I have my oh my goodness, I have a beverage here. This is a catastrophe. Soda, which is also great for my teeth. I have my May tracker and goals. And I had more fun with lettering, as you can see. And I was trying out some extra pages. I have May memories, which I did back in February, but then I kind of got out of it and stopped doing it. And I have a gratitude log. So I have some things on there. And, oh, I found a really cool thing on Pinterest that somebody did. And it was more for like a writer, which I actually have been working on a book for years, but we'll see if I ever finish it. And it was words. So words you come across that are new to you or you really like. So I have a words page. So I have to go, I have a book on my Kindle that was a Kindle Unlimited book, so I'm going to have to return it. So I highlight things in the Kindle that I want to go back and look up later, or I look them up real quick while I'm reading because it has a built-in dictionary. So I have to go back and fill this in because I had a ton. I probably had a dozen words on my Kindle that I wanted to put in this list before I return that book. And then my weekly spread I'm liking, that I finally figured out. I have my task list, which is really only for today and yesterday, my 2 days off, and then I have my weekly spread, which I put the weather on, which, by the way, has been wonderful this week. Can you tell? Gray, rainy, gray, gray, gray. I also had more fun with lettering. This is like a typewriter-like lettering that came out really good. I was really happy with it. My spacing is a little off on one of the lines, actually on all the lines, because I really didn't plan ahead, but the lettering itself came out pretty good. And now, what I've been having tons of fun with, lots of people do monthly challenges for doodling or handwriting or things like that are all kind of related to the bullet journal, online people. And this is, I don't think she bullet journals, but she does a lot of lettering and stuff, Dawn Nicole. And she had the D&D, Dawn Nicole Designs Challenge. So for the month of May, there's a list of things. And on odd days, you doodle, and on even days, you letter. So far, it's May 4th, so I have 4 here. So the first day was an iris flower. And these are doodles, so they're not supposed to be like, Picasso's or Van Gogh's. They're just doodles. So I have an iris flower. And then we lettered Hello May. And then this one I really like, the lemons, so doodle lemons. Came out awesome. I'm really happy with it. And then Love Always Wins was the lettering for today. So I was really happy with how that came out. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. What I did do was I washi taped 2 pages together for the next set because it's not bleeding through, but it's kind of ghosting. You can see through the page, and I'm not so much worried about the doodle bleeding through the page, but when I do another doodle on the back side, it's going to kind of ruin the front side because you're going to be able to see through. So, and vice versa, I guess. Both of them are going to ruin each other. So I have washi tape 2 pages together, and I'm going to do that through the rest of the book, which comes to this kitty marker here, because when I do my next weekly spread, I'll have to do it there, because that's going to be 2 pages for the rest of the month of doodles, and as you can see, it doesn't leave many pages left in the book. So I will be moving on next month to the lectern. That was a Moleskine. This is a lectern. And I think what I'm going to do, because even though there are many pages left in that book after that, I'm going to keep the Moleskine for my doodle and lettering practice book and continue my bullet journaling for the rest of the year and however long I have room in this book for in the lectern. And then that bullet journal is kind of a mess because it was my first bullet journal. So before I figured out my spreads and lettering and stuff like that, the front of it's like just icky. Not that it has to be perfect, it's just a tool. But that will be the practice one. I can also use like pens and stuff to see how pens bleed through and stuff like that. So I'm excited to start this new book. It's bigger too, and I write pretty big, so I'm excited. It's not a ton bigger, but it gives you a bit more room to write, so I'm excited about that. So it's the bullet journaling. I've been having a lot of fun with markers and pens, and I have so many, and I got some more today, and I had to move them out of my desk drawer because I had so many that they were like overflowing. I have like one of those organizer tray things in the desk drawer, and they were just like falling all over the place, so I had to put them into a box instead. Let's see. I think I should probably take a break and come back because I'm losing my voice. So I will be back in a few minutes. Okay, we're back. And I have a cough drop, which is probably making me talk even weirder than just coughing, but I don't know. I actually left work early the other day. On 2 days, there's 3 dispatchers. There's one that's there till 6, and then one 6 to 10, and then 2 of us that are there 2 to 10. So on those days, I can leave early, or any of us can leave early if we want to, but I left early one day because I would be on the phone, and I would be in like mid-sentence, and my voice would just cut out. And I'm like trying to talk to people, and I'm like, I couldn't even get anything out. I'm coughing, and it's just this, I don't know. I don't think I have a cold, because I think I would have been sick by now. It's been a couple of days I haven't felt great, but I really think it's allergies, and it's all in my throat. I've been coughing, but it's not like that chest cold, nasty cough. It's just a dry, itchy tickle, like the tickle, watery eye kind of thing. It's been driving me crazy, though, because a lot of times, too, it's not so bad during the day, except for now I'm recording, so I'm talking a lot, but when I go to bed, it's been keeping me up at night, because I just get that dry tickle, and then I can't sleep because I'm coughing, and my eyes are watering, and it's horrible, but I don't know. Hopefully it's just like the spring allergy thing as I sniffle, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, so let's move on. I did get another thing. I got those. These are midliners, which they're actually like highlighters, I think. I think what they are, I think they're called midliners because they're like halfway between a highlighter and a marker, so they're kind of lighter. So you can color things in. So I got some of those to do some of the doodling and stuff because I've seen a lot of people use those and they look pretty cool. I do have a couple of other pens coming as well that I've seen people use online for lettering and stuff. But I got this, and I might order another one as one of the prizes for the Epic Knit-Along because it's really cool. It's a little sheepy notebook, and it's a nice notebook. I don't know if it's real leather or faux leather, but it feels like leather. And it's a little sheep. And I guess they have a bunch of different animal ones. But it looks like that's not a sheep, that's like a monkey butt. But the pages inside have that on them. But it's super cute. So yeah, I think if they still have them, I might grab another one of those as a prize. So what are we on to? Arts and crafts. I haven't been doing any others entangling or coloring or anything, so I've been doing the doodles. Reading. I finished Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I don't know. I cannot say that word, ever. Ever. I add an R in there. I do that with modern, too. I just said it right because I tried really hard, but I usually say modern. Like, there's another R in there. It doesn't even exist. I don't think I had finished that last time, but I finished that. And actually, my coworker has been reading the whole series, so she finished the second book. So she gave me the second book the other day, so I started that, which is Hollow City. And a third coworker is also rereading the series. I think she had read the first book before, but she didn't read the other 2, so now she's reading the other 2 books. And because the movie that comes out later on this year, and they cast Eva Green. I love her. I also finished Inkheart that I was listening to. I must have not taken these off my list because I feel like I've talked about this before because I talked about Brendan Fraser narrating Inkspell. So I had already started Inkspell, didn't I? So, I'm about halfway done with Inkspell now, and I have not read any more of the Walking Dead comics, so that's what I've been reading. TV, Fear the Walking Dead. I think we're behind the most recent episode that aired Sunday. Today's Tuesday. Or Wednesday. I don't know. Wednesday? I don't know what day it is. In Bates Motel, we might be behind one episode, but not much. At work, I was watching Broadchurch Season 2. That's the one with David Tennant. And it's really good. It's really good. I like the British shows. Sometimes they're just very different. The way they film them and do stuff is quite different than the dramas that we do over here. That was good. The only problem I was having was they did an American version called Grace Point, which also had David Tennant in it, but obviously all the other characters were different. And I'm confusing some of that with the first season of Broadchurch because some things are happening in season 2 that they refer to from season 1. And in my head, I'm like, wait a minute, wasn't that the... Oh, no, wait, that was the other show. I am excited. The end of this month, they're doing another season of Wayward Pines, so that should be cool. The way the book ended, it has nothing to do with the book series. The book series was a trilogy. And... Oh, I don't think it does. Maybe it does. I've only seen previews, so I don't really know what they're doing. No, the book was the same guy. They've done something different with the show. They could be doing what happens after the book series, because the book series ends with it opening back up again, that they could do something. So it may, actually, I think that's what they're doing. I think that's what I wanted to say. I think they're taking off from it after the book series ended. I think I talked about that one when I watched it. I think I watched, oh my god. Maybe I need more than a cough drop right now. When I read the books before, I think I talked about the ending because I was not happy at all. Because I kind of like opened the whole thing back up and then it ended. And it ended like on the last page. So it was on the Kindle, but it was still the last page on the Kindle, and you flip the page thinking you're having this big conclusion, and it kind of like opened it back up, and you were like, whoa! Because it was one line and it was the end, and you were like, oh man. I finished Better Call Saul. That season wrapped up, and I did finish watching those, and that was awesome. I really like that show. It's very much like Breaking Bad, if you liked Breaking Bad, but without all the gore and the nasty parts. So I like that one a lot. I did watch some movies recently. One was absolutely awful. And I like really corny, cheesy movies. Like, I like Krull, and I'm trying to think of like really, really cheesy sci-fi, not sci-fi, but well, maybe sci-fi, but fantasy movies. Well, that's a good example if you know what Krull is. Dungeons and Dragons, it came out in like 2001, I want to say. I don't even know if I remember anymore. It might have been 2008. I don't know. It was like, I watched the whole thing. It wasn't horrible the whole time, but the end was really weird. And, I don't know. But it was just bad. But I continued to watch it because there were lots of dragons in it, so I don't know. The other movie I watched, which was absolutely fabulous, I can't believe I haven't watched this already, except that I didn't have it, and I didn't go see it in the theater. Now it's on Netflix. It's Minions. Oh, it was fabulous. I love it. I love Despicable Me and all those, and Minions was really good. Let's see, what else has been going on? I think that's it. And, yeah, I'm just going to work on Sophie. And I finished up my socks. I'm going to start my Star Wars socks. Hopefully watch Star Wars later on today. I still have some stuff to do today. My laundry's washing right now, and I was going to make a casserole, a baked burrito casserole that is all cheesy and melty and delicious looking. And, so maybe after I throw that in the oven, I'll watch Star Wars. And, yeah, I think that's it for this episode. So I really apologize for the coughing, but I really can't help it. And I hope the sun comes out soon, because, yeah, it's been this entire week. I don't remember when we last saw the sun. Might have been a week ago. It's been gray, and gray, and gray, and rain, and gray. And it's a little chilly. It's that, like, damp, cold, icky. So, that's it for me. Thank you for watching, and happy knitting and spinning.